All right, let's get a few more people in here, and then we'll start talking about the chaos that is the stock market right now. Oh boy, my share of TVIX is looking sweeter and sweeter every day. Almost up to 600 on this, so it's like 350. So the SPY here, let's see. SPY finally coming back down. It looks to me like it may have a pretty good drop off here at the end of the day. We got like 27 minutes left of market open. And if the SPY keeps dropping like it is, we actually might break through that 240 area. And AYTU's on a trend line right now. So AYTU actually got a little pop earlier, all the way up to 190 just about. And I'm curious to see what's gonna happen right here at the end of the market on AYTU as well. It's gonna get a bounce off of this trend line and then maybe a rip up, possibly. CHFS. CHFS been holding its gains all day, right below this 50. That's pretty interesting that it hasn't lost any of its gains yet. But AYTU has had a little bit of a sell-off since its initial run, which that's fine. Like I said, its trend line's holding up, so that's the important thing there. Two. So yeah, it's just another pretty much waiting game, waiting to see what's going to happen with things here. Still in a pretty good downtrend until SPY breaks back over this area. It's going to keep being in a downtrend. It got close Friday, but couldn't get it. What's up, Daniel B? So AYTU just slowly climbing. SPY does have a little support at 242, but I highly doubt it's enough support to keep it from dropping. No, I haven't bought anything. I did get out of AIKI. I was in AIKI, but it's been testing a dollar support all day, so I just got out of it. That was like $100-something loss. Pretty good loss on that swing trade. So right now between my loss on AIKI and AIM, that's about 250, but I got that swing on AIM last week for 250, so I'm about break even right now. Besides some of the stupid day trade losses. But I mean, I am up 350 on TVIX right now, so with one share. So I'm still in the green at the moment, and I am up on AYTU as well. So Hey, that's all right. What'd you make $36 on, Daniel B? 36 is better than nothing right now, or better than a loss. So, you know, I'd be happy with it. I am down on TLSA pretty bad right now. On those 70 shares on my Webull account. I'm still holding it just because of how rapidly this stock can move up and down. But I'm not feeling too good about it. It's pretty rough right now, honestly, on this one. If it starts getting down towards 2 again and starts cracking 2, then I'm going to probably have to get out of it and just eat a pretty nice sized loss on that. But I'm not going to lie. Last week I was a little out of it. There's a lot going on, and WAITR. I've not even heard anything about this stock. I don't even know what this stock is. Wader Holdings. What's the ticker symbol? Because it's not wanting to pop up here. Wader. Maybe ATR. Okay. Let's see. So they just had earnings. That's all. They've had some earnings and must have been some decent earnings. They doubled revenue. So that's what it is. And then it's also a squeeze pattern on this chart. The 9 EMA and the 50-day are like this, like a triangle. So with that triangle like that, and I guess doubling revenue, it got a pop. But it's hard to really say how much more this could run, just for the fact that food delivery stocks, they kind of dropped down. Like I said, the food delivery stocks are a little bit. Is that what Wader is? Is that one of the food delivery stocks? WARTH. If it's a food delivery stock, that's another thing to add into it. But I've never heard of Wader, so that's why I'm not aware. It is? Okay. But yeah, their earnings doubled, so I imagine most of the food delivery places will double. Wader must be pretty small, though, because like I said, I've never heard of it, and I've done research on a lot of these. Yeah, Wader app. Is Wader... What I want to know is what states they deliver in. Because, like I said, I've never heard of it. Yeah, no, I that's what I'm saying. Any food delivery stock right now in the next couple of days, I might get some pops and stuff, but if they put us all on lockdown, then these stocks are definitely going to crash. Mostly in the South, okay. So, while I think there's potential for swings on these, excuse me, let's see. My concern would be if we go on an actual full-fledged lockdown. So it's risky. Any of these delivery stocks, they might get some moves over the next couple of days, but it could take one headline of they're shutting down, they're putting the whole nation on lockdown, including restaurants and everything, and these stocks could crash. So you gotta be careful with them. See AYTU having a pullback, cracking the trend line. But TVIX is just going nuts right now. So I'm almost up $400 on my TVIX swing. And yes, I'm drinking Starbucks. This is a medicine ball. It's got natural hippie stuff in it to make your immune system better. So don't judge me. Oh, no. Another thing is, they said there's starting to be some headlines and stuff about the government is working on giving everybody $1,000, every adult, $1,000 per month during the coronavirus stuff while that's going on. So that could be very interesting. And if that happens, that 1,000 is going straight into one of my trade accounts. And if you guys think I'm reckless with my own money sometimes, wait till the government gives me money. I'm gonna be slinging that money around like a Wild Wild West cowboy trying to rob a bank. See, SPY hasn't even dropped below 240 yet. TVIX is just going nuts right now. But yeah, I'd be careful on these food delivery app web stocks. I'd be keeping a close eye on everything, news headlines and everything, because the moment they come out and say the country's locked down, no deliveries, then those stocks are going to drop. But I think you did all right on CHFS, Storm, because it seems, I mean, it's holding up for now. It's tried to test that 50-day moving average. So I don't know if you sold this yet or not, but the fact it's held up so far is actually kind of surprising. And let's see, we got 15 minutes left of the market. I want to see if AYTU is going to pull back some more. If AYTU gets back down in this $1.30, $1.20 area, I may add to my position. I may add 100 shares. You hadn't sold it yet. That's probably smart. Like I said, if it stays above 50 cents, it's worth holding. Yeah, I mean, what you want to look at is, it's got support at 32 cents. 50 cents is right where 55 cents is right where the 50-day moving average is. So you've got resistance at 55. So I'll draw this out so you can see this. And this is how my thought process would be on this right now. So actually, 9 EMA, or that support is like way down here. But 50 cents is normally pretty decent support. 50 cents was resistance. So now it's going to hold up as support. Actually, it may be a little bit higher than 57 or 55. Yeah, it's about 57, like One Life said earlier. But you can see right here the tops of these candles. So right there is where your main resistance is 57 cents. So I mean, as long as you're in this channel, my thought would be you're good to hold. If it starts, if 50 cents doesn't hold up, maybe get out of it just in case it doesn't do anything else. But, as long as you're there, and then if it does get a chance to break over 57, 60 is going to be a little resistance, but my price target would be probably 75 cents on this, because it did get up to 75 right here. So that's where I'd be looking to sell, is like around 75 cents. And then you know, you just want that 50 cent support to hold up. So I think you're good for now as long as it stays in this channel. But you do have a windsock pattern, and this is a pattern that I started calling it a windsock pattern because I don't really know what else you call it, but it's when a stock kind of has this, it kind of has this trend line here and then this upper resistance here, so it looks like a windsock. I don't know. It's the old windsock pattern. But the other day, this windsock, let's see, I don't know when it was, maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, this windsock pattern worked out for me. So that's not one of my normal patterns. And I guarantee if you Google windsock pattern, it doesn't exist. So take that for what it is. But like I said, as long as it stays above 50 cents and you got a price target to sell at 75 cents, you're probably good. Let's see, AYTU still holding up this trend line. It's a bit of selling going on now, but it hasn't cracked yet. TVIX coming down a little bit now. That's still in that candle. Dow Jones down 12%. Yeah, that sounds great. Look at these little specks of green in here. Some of these little green stocks. Gold. What was that? CSNJM. Clorox. Of course Clorox is up right now. Why would it not be? Okay then. So yeah, it looks like AYTU is testing this trend line pretty hard right now. So we may have a sell-off here in the last 10 minutes. Like I said, if it gets down in this 130 area, I'm going to add and bring my my average down. And HTBX dropping off a little bit. Okay, Thinkorswim. Come on, Thinkorswim, you can do it. I have faith in you. Sometime today. There we go. You're almost there. So HTBX did have a little pullback, but it's back in this downtrend again, which I don't like, but they did say they're joining that alliance. So I'm going to have to keep a real close eye on HTBX over the next day or two. Or I'm going to have to get out of this swing if it can't hold up that bottom support. Well, let's see what happens here the last 9 minutes of the market. See if anything happens with anything. If we get any last minute rips like sometimes. I think I'm down I think right now I'm probably down like 90 on HTBX. Yeah, probably about 90, maybe 100 on HTBX. And I'm willing to hold it for a little bit longer, but they got that press release today so that they could keep getting some attention. Like I said, I just don't want to drop it down below this 50-day. It's like 45 cents. I really like 50 cents to hold up today, but I don't know if it's going to or not. But like this morning it was down here and I was getting ready to cut losses on it. So and then that press release came out, so I've been holding it still. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. It's starting to pop back up a little bit. So 50 cents is trying to hold up. So yeah, I mean, yeah, no, that's why I'm still holding it. That's what I was saying. It's trying to hold up this support right here. And the 50-day is right here now too, so that makes me feel better about it. But, you know, I think at any day they could come out with they came out with a decent press release today, and it did get a quick little pop up. But I think if they come out with some more stuff about the coronavirus, then it could really get going. My price target for this is like maybe $1.50, $2, something like that. I was just trying to double up on it, but it never got up there back here. It got up to 125, and that was as far as it got. So I still think it has potential to get up there eventually. So we'll see. Yeah, I've been watching it in after hours as well. I've been watching everything in after hours, but I had to cut some of these losses on some of these swing trades today just because I was tired of having to look between 5 different stocks, the SPY, the TVIX, like all that stuff is just too much to try to keep up with all those support lines. And you know, I'm going around, going to the grocery store, wherever I'm at, like trying to look at 5 different things is too much. So that's what I was saying. I'm not, you know, I'm taking some losses here and there, but overall my wins are still, well, I won't say my wins yet, but my current wins are still holding above what the losses I've took so far. So and I still think AYTU has, as soon as AYTU gets FDA approval, if they get FDA approval, but I don't see why they wouldn't. But there's always that possibility that they might not. But I think once AYTU gets FDA approval, it's going to go crazy. So we'll see. And then TLSA needs to come out with a press release. We'll see. What did they just come out with? Oh, this should go up then. 3 million shares. For at $3. Okay. I like the sound of that. Let's see here. They're using the proceeds to advance clinical development of forumab. I don't know how to say it. Foralumab, but let's say that. So to expedite clinical development of their thing for the coronavirus. Okay. So their offering is for higher than what the price of the stock is right now. I mean, you could be right about that, Daniel B. We probably would be the last ones to know, but you know, once that press release hits the market that they got FDA approval, or if Trump comes out in one of his addresses and says they got FDA approval, let me show you what can happen. Where'd you go? Is it Roche Holdings? Yeah. So Friday, when Roche announced that they got FDA approval, it went from 300 to 375 in a matter of minutes, and that's pretty wild. So now I'm not saying AYTU is going to go on a rip like this, but when they get that press release, you know, they definitely can go on a rip. So, well, I keep saying when, but I'll say if, because I don't, you know, nothing's guaranteed. But I think it is possible. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, TLSA with that offering at $3 a share for their research on their coronavirus vaccine. So yeah, I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna hold this ugly thing for a little bit longer. Hey, that's a good idea, man. That's a good idea. Why don't you patent that? A Corona condom, man. That's a good idea. I like that. So, AYTU having a bit of a sell off right here at the end, and I probably am going to add to my position depending on how hard this sells off. If it sells off. 150 just held up as pretty good support there for a second. So it's trying to hold this trend line still. Right here, 3 seconds left. So if it closes above this trend line, let's see. Ooh, and the SPY dropping down, testing that 230, 240, 230 area once again. That's pretty nasty. So yeah, I'm gonna see if this continues to sell off here over the next 15 minutes. See how far this gets down to see if I can add to it. So yeah, I'm gonna hold pretty much HTBX and TLSA and AYTU until we get more things for them. Or unless they look like they're gonna start cracking off. See, it's 5 minute in post here. And here's something interesting about AYTU I noticed today. There's no big upper wicks on any of the candles. All the upper wicks are, or not upper wicks, but all the big wicks are lower wicks. So that means as soon as it drops too much, shares are getting bought up. So like right there, it dropped down, then shares got bought up. It went to there. Same thing here, dropped all the way down there. Shares got bought up. It just had a quick little pop up to 170. Starting to some buy-ins starting to come in here a little bit. And that actually broke this downtrend right here, so that's a pretty good sign going in tomorrow. Oh, nice. HTBX. Yeah, HTBX holding 50 cents, so that's good. That's a good thing to see. So yeah, the swings I'm still currently holding are all looking decent, except for TLSA, but they just did announce that they're closing the offering. So that's not bad either. Okay, that's a reverse stock split on SUMR, so that's why that ripped so hard. It didn't actually rip. So the SPY, it got close to them lows one more time and bounced right back up here right in post. But this is not a good looking candle on the SPY. This is a very big upper wick on this candle on the SPY. And that usually means that it's going to go the opposite way. Although right now it's popping up a little bit, but this could be just a little rebound because somebody thinks that might be the bottom. Because I think that's it's the third test, I believe, of that 240 area. So this is my prediction on the SPY and the market. I think the market's going to keep crashing. I don't think we're at the bottom. Looking at this chart, this does not look like a bottom right here. You know, it looks pretty rough. But I think if it touches 240 one more time, it's going to crack 240 and actually drop significantly. Maybe down to 225 or something. And it may do it overnight. See, AYTU came back down a little bit again. AYTU may not get back down to that 130 area. So TVIX was a little pullback because the SPY had a little bounce, but unless something incredible happens before, I don't know, if something incredible happens overnight and the SPY somehow rebounds, I'd say that it's going to drop pretty hard again. Ooh, it actually just touched that 240 area again. So that's 3 times in a row that it's touched that 240 area. So we might see a drop off here soon. So we'll give the stream another, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, depending on what happens. I don't see much else happening right now, except maybe the SPY cracking. Let's see if it cracks here. Nope. Not yet, but I think it's going to. So looks like it's gonna. My dog's name is Sam. If you guys want, I'll post a picture of Sam in the Facebook group so you guys can see him. Because I doubt I can get him in here right now. He's probably asleep. He likes to sleep. Oh no, I got sneeze. Don't. Spy is trying so hard to hold up this 240 area, but it's not. It's having a lot of trouble. So what did CHFS close at? That's not bad. CFHS closed at 54 cents. That's a pretty good spot for it to close if it doesn't sell off any overnight. If it can hold in that area. Storm, she might do pretty good on this. I don't know how many shares she's got, but yeah, but that's okay. I mean, you'll be, you know, it's you seem to have a good grasp for the most part with what you're doing. Cause you got in on CHFS at 45 cents. I think you could have got in a little lower, but you know you are new, so that's okay. But still, I mean, it's not a bad entry that you got. And then it's held up all day, so that shows some strength. And then you also messaged me about AYTU the other day when it went on that nice massive rip. So you were kind of ahead of the curve on that one too. So you're getting the hang of it. But it just takes time and experience. Like you're always learning. You're always learning new things. So just stick to it. What's up, Usama? Some days you'll have down days, some days you'll have up days. You know, you just got to stick to your trading plan and try to get it when you try to get the big wins when you can, and just cut your losses when they're before they get too big. Like honestly, on these swing trades, I held a lot of them way too long. The ones that ended up being losses so far. But it's really hard to it's a little hard to gauge what the market's going to do right now, so you know, anything you do in this market is going to be risky. That's just all there is to it until there's some type of stability, which there's none whatsoever, because the coronavirus situation keeps getting worse, and everything's just been crazy. So until this is all over, the market is going to be very sketchy no matter what you do. And that's why I put that video out telling new investors and traders to use their own logic and don't just listen to some of these big YouTubers because they don't know what they're talking about. So because some of them was saying buy right now. They were saying this is the bottom. And to me, this does not look like the bottom whatsoever. I mean, it is held up so far, but it's continually testing this 240 area. And this 240 area, if it keeps getting tested, it's going to crack, and most likely that's going to happen. But we'll see. But yeah, CHF looks good as long as this holds. If this holds all night, and above 50 cents, you possibly could see another rip tomorrow. Because it is getting attention. The last 3 days, you can see big volume bars right here on the chart. So there's attention on it for sure. What, the 240 is a starting point? I get that. I get that this is a starting point, but what everybody doesn't realize, because you look at this and you're like, oh my God, the market's crashed so much. The market has not crashed hardly at all. I would barely call this a crash. You know what I mean? This trend line cracked and the market started coming down. But, like the market's been going straight up like this on a trend line forever, and we just cracked this trend line. So if you start right here and the market crashes more and it comes all the way down to 185, you started way too early, in my opinion. Whatever position you got up here, then for a long-term hold, then that's just like, I mean, that's a lot of area right there for you to drop. So now you have to sit here and keep adding on the way down to try to bring your average down, so when it does finally come back up, you make a profit. And I get like the idea is, what if the market turns around at any moment? So if you get in here, then you got discount prices and then the market rebounds. But with everything going on, do you really think that this is the bottom, or that this might possibly be the bottom? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're just starting. So like, there's no way that you can convince me to start buying Apple or Microsoft right here. There's literally no support right here except for this. That's your 240. This 240 support that's trying its best to hold up is right here. You have one candle that dipped down and held up. Your trend line's broken. Your 50 days broken. Like, this little weak thing here is the only thing holding the market up until the market, its next line is down here. Or at least 200 anyway. But still, that's quite a distance. So, like a true market crash would be this coming all the way down to here. That's back when the recession happened. So, I mean, it is, and it is a very big crash so far, but it isn't at the same time. That's the thing you got to realize. Like, we were so high up. The market has been on a steep trend line for a long time, for 10, 11 years. So I think if it was going to do a bounce and rebound, it would have done it right in this area off of the trend line in the 50-day, but not right here. This just doesn't seem like strong enough support. Like, I don't see it. What's up, One Life? Yeah, I wouldn't put too much in right now. I mean, this is just my opinion. My opinion sometimes is a good opinion, sometimes it's a bad opinion, but just in this case, that's just how I feel about it. I would rather let the market crash out, you know, and not start adding till down in this area for some of those long-term investors. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And I think it's coming. I think we're a day or two away from that crack in that 240 area. Get out of here. Oh, has Trump got another conference? I wonder if I can bring... He's saying a lot. Yeah, he's been saying a lot, and it ain't done nothing yet. He keeps trying to hold the market up, but I'm going to look it up. It is possible I could... Oh, it's over now? Okay. Is UFOs real? Well, let me look at the spy. If he said anything important, the spy will be covering it. Oh, here we go. Let's see. What do we got here? We got a whole bunch of stuff. You weren't lying. A whole bunch of stuff has come out. So let's see. Trump told governors they should work on getting respirators and ventilators on their own and not wait for the federal government to help them. Okay. Pentagon says has capability to set up hospitals, but cautions those are designed for trauma care and medical staff. They'll need tents. New Jersey governor mobilizes National Guard. Okay. MLB opening season has been pushed back indefinitely. Pennsylvania is starting to take the get out of here. Same steps as New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, so they're probably closing everything down, going on a lockdown. Germany reports jump in coronavirus cases. That's not surprising. Some more legislation. A machine database for coronavirus. Okay, let's get up to what Trump's saying. I haven't looked at any of these press releases, so I'm reading them right now. If you guys have already read these, I apologize, but I haven't read them, so I gotta take a look at all these headlines. See, Bridgewater, hedge funds. Oh, they took a massive. I think I saw this. It's like one of the biggest hedge funds there is, and they didn't really think it was going to crash. Yeah, this is it. We did not know how to navigate the virus. So somebody lost some money. Somebody lost a lot of money. San Francisco will require people to stay home. There's the economic relief bill. All Americans should stay home. 15-day national guidelines. Trump is not considering nationwide shutdown at this point. Interesting. Trump says economy may be heading towards a recession, so he finally is not denying that anymore. So I would imagine. And then he turned around and said, after the virus goes away, we may see a tremendous economic surge. Okay. All right. Gonna back airlines. Amazon to hire added 100K employees. Doesn't seem like a good idea, but sticking a bunch of people in a warehouse right now, but you know, whatever. GM offering 0 interest auto loans. More tests will be available over the next 2 weeks. So if AYTU gets that FDA approval, then you could see them start getting some government contracts for tests. Trump has not decided to shut down the Canadian border. So yeah, he didn't really say anything. There wasn't really much that he said in that press conference that was any different, other than the fact that he admitted that we might be heading towards a recession, which I think is pretty obvious at this point. I don't, it's kind of like everything shuts down, and of course you're probably going to have a recession. So, but nothing too crazy. Nothing that's going to save the economy right this second. Okay, let's see. Let me get back on my 1-year chart on AYTU. There we go. So AYTU is holding up nicely here. CHFS still holding up nicely. HTBX, nice little jump up there. Not a big one, but a little one. It's nice to see. TLSA with a nice little pop up there. So there we go. Some of my swings are starting to get a little bit of something. Not much, but something. That's a nice little start. Now, see, I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, that the virus does not like hot weather. So if that's the case and it's still going on by summer, then we might be out of it until winter. But I don't know if that's true. I've seen a couple of news headlines that says the virus doesn't like heat. So I don't know how much truth is to that or not. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, is that it doesn't like heat. Hey, there you go. See, this is one of the reasons why we should legalize marijuana throughout the whole country. You know, it brings families together. Rob and his mom, they get along really well. They smoke some weed together. Like, imagine right now, your parents are probably freaking out. You know, if you're in a state where it's legal, you just go take them some brownies. You know, just leave them on the front porch, knock on the door, say, hey, I don't want to come in because, I don't want to get you sick, but here's these pot brownies. They'll take the edge off of this whole coronavirus scare, and then your mom's chilling. She's sitting there watching, Wheel of Fortune or whatever, having the munchies with some Haagen-Dazs or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, is warm? See, I've not heard that yet. I haven't heard that any warmer climates were reporting. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. So that's good to know. But I think as cases jump, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get to add to AYTU, but I think as cases jump, some of these stocks are going to start going on some decent runs. So I don't know. We still got some time today to see if AYTU comes back down any, but it may not. I may have missed the opportunity to add. I could always add if it starts breaking $2 though. If it comes out, man, if it comes out with FDA approval early in the morning, though, it could jump and might not be. There might not be a $2 break to get into. It may be gap up way higher than $2. See how the SPY is still holding up 240. Yeah, AYTU may not get back under $1.50. $1.50 was resistance and it was past support and it's new resistance, and it broke that, so now it's support again. I don't know. I may try to add at 150 if it comes back down to that area. I don't know yet. See what happens the rest of the day on that. Whoops. Boy, the SPY is really trying not to crack 240. So yeah, before we end the stream, has anybody got any questions or comments, anything they want to talk about before we get out of here and call it a day? Because, I think I pretty much gave all my thoughts on everything going on for now. I don't know how much more I can really cover, because it's all a big question mark right now. AYTU can sell in Canada. That's another one they might want to try to go for Canadian approval too. I don't know what the Canadian FDA is called, but keep an eye out for that too, because that is a possibility. AYTU is actually climbing a little bit here. 82 million in volume so far, or 82 million, 82 million in volume. So that's a lot of shares of this company that's been traded today. And that's pretty much been the case. It's been trading a lot of shares since it came out with that first original press release that they were working on these test kits. See how CHFS doing. CHF is okay. No volume on it, so that's fine as long as it doesn't move much over. HTBX popped all the way up to 60 cents there for a second. And this guy is just kind of floating around. Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. They have to change every. They have to change after every test they take. They're never going to get everybody tested that way. Why? What are they holding? What is the holdup on these tests for AYTU? They need to get these AYTU tests in the market and stop messing around. Like their testing drive-throughs are supposed to be quick, and AYTU's test is perfect for those drive-throughs. You can get a lot more people tested in a day if it only takes 2 to 10 minutes per test, and you don't have to change your biohazard suit or whatever they're wearing. AYTU has not had much of a pullback yet in post market. It pulled back right before the bell, but now it's slowly climbing. Let's see, stock swoon. Stock swoon as Fed moves fell to boost market amid recession fears. Yeah, I mean that is a problem that there's no treatment, but I mean they probably won't. I doubt they have to change. It's like a blood test, so as long as they've got gloves on, then they're not. Somebody can stick their hand way out in front of you, and if you got a suit on, you just poke it. Like you just change your gloves. You might get a little blood on your gloves. Take those off. I couldn't imagine them having to change entire suits with AYTU's test. Who knows? But yeah, what Daniel B is saying, there is no treatment, but there's a lot of companies working on a treatment. And that's the thing. If you had any clue which one it would be, you could make a lot of money, but I have no idea which one it's going to be because there's a bunch of them that are working on it. I'm just still holding TLSA because TLSA can move very, very quick. So if they come out with any good press release about their vaccine or cure, it could pop really hard eventually. So we're going to get over 170 here in post. Just trying to look at this time and sell, see if there's any weirdness going on. No, it looks pretty clear right now for the most part. Well, right through here is a little... Somebody bought 36,000 shares at $1.70. God. That's a big order. I can't believe that big of an order went through without moving the stock at all. But yeah, most of this time and sales looks pretty normal right now. It's usually like when I was seeing the weird stuff on the time and sales, it was like about an hour before market close or not market, but after hours close. Spy back down here testing. Testing that 240 area. So is AYTU gonna get it? A little bit of selling at 170. So yeah, I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen right now. CHF still in that area. HTBX coming back down a little bit. That's all right. TLSA still in that 250 area. So. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So we'll watch the SPY here for a couple more minutes, see if it cracks or if it holds up, and then we'll end the we'll end the live stream today. Or for today after that. It'll be interesting if they actually do give everybody $1,000. That would be pretty wild. I mean, I don't know how much a thousand. I mean, I guess $1,000 could really help, a lot of people right now. But I don't know how much that's actually gonna really help if places are shutting down. And that's if they even do it. I mean, it's all just talk right now about what they're trying to do. $20K. Oh, you didn't hear, Daniel? You must not have been in the stream at the beginning when I was talking about it. They're talking about giving every adult, $1,000 per month while the coronavirus is going on. Well, it may happen then. See, I don't remember that, but I don't remember that. I don't know, 2009. I didn't get my $600 in 2009. That was I'm not going to go into any details, but that was when I was in my younger stupid days. I was over 18, so I'm not sure why I didn't get a check for $600 from the government, but I was a little wild then, so there's no telling what was going on. No, I wasn't. I was not wearing diapers in 2009, bro. Come on. I was out of high school in 2009. I graduated in 06. So I was about 21, something like that. I definitely wasn't in diapers. You don't even know. I was a wild kid when I was young, when I got out of high school. There's a reason why my credit was screwed up and it took me 4 or 5 years to get my life back in order. But we all do stupid stuff as kids, so. And actually, we still got a trend line on AYTU. It's interesting. I may write a book one day about my life, because there's a lot of crazy stories that I have from when I was younger. And then the turnaround I did was actually something. But that's a ways away. That's not anytime soon. um, I plead the fifth. One life. In fact, I'll even go as far as Dave Chappelle. Plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. The fifth. I plead the fifth. All right, so now that we've got that nonsense out of the way, and the SPY still hasn't crashed, I think. I think we may end it here in a few minutes because the SPY is still slowly holding up. Is it my southern accent? Is that what y'all are talking about? Did it really come out for my Chappelle impression? Because I do have an accent. My accent comes out really bad when I'm drunk or partaking in legal cannabis activities in states where it is legal. Okay, so Daniel, bro, come on, man, come on. I can't even. I'm not even. I'm just gonna pretend like, yeah, not, yeah. So anyway, the SPY is probably gonna drop here. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like SPY is holding up for now. AYTU still kind of on this trend line. So I guess that's pretty much it for today. Nothing else really to look at. You know, something might possibly slowly climb like AYTU until tomorrow. But yeah, let's go ahead and call it a day here. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll see what the market looks like in the morning. I'm pretty sure it's going to look the same, if not lower. So, you guys have a great rest of your night. Stay safe out there. Don't buy millions of rolls of toilet paper. I promise it's not that bad. And you guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.